Across the country, you better make room for more snow. Our latest winter storm is called Thor, and it's growing even stronger today before spreading across the country. And Thor means more snow, more ice for states that have already had enough this winter. Good afternoon to you. I'm Alex Wilson. We thank you so much for joining us today. You know, March coming in like a snow lion thanks to Winter Storm Thor. Looks to be our biggest winter storm all season. Not in terms of intensity, but in sheer size. Starting tonight, the storm is impacting states in the west, but this storm is going to last almost all week. And by the time we get to Thursday, it's over in the East Coast with Dave.
How about that? I feel like Vanna White.
Right?
You know?
Look at this thing.
That's
it's
right.
everywhere.
You know, this started out in the west over the weekend. Between those 2 days, today and the next 3 days, 46 American states will be impacted by Thor. You talk about an expansive storm, huh?
Absolutely. You know, the impacts will be different depending on where you live. Thor will have 3 distinct phases. We've got the snow, the ice, the rain, and it's mostly falling over the same states that just picked up snow and ice from Winter Storm Sparta over the weekend. So it appears there's no break in the parade of storms, at least for now.
Right. So that means we put Mr. Carl Parker, our storm specialist, back to work. Again, Carl, it's not a clipper, it's a big storm out of the southwest. What's up?
I'd like to buy a vowel, if I could, please. And actually, I'd like to go ahead and solve the puzzle. It is that everybody is really, really tired of winter. But the good news is that it's going to get a lot milder by the middle of the month. In the meantime, though, a lot of winter weather to deal with. And we'll begin with the southwest, which is where all this is starting. You've got snow showers now coming across the Sierra Nevada, where we've had very little snow so far this year. It's been a terrible year for building up the snowpack, but we will have more opportunity coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then you've got a big feed of moisture that's now driving in across Arizona and getting up into Utah. A closer look at the radar here. Not a lot of additional snow. We've had as much as a couple of feet in the last few days in the Sierra, so the ski resorts are happy about that. Probably another few inches before it's all said and done. Bit of snow around the Snow Bowl there. Flagstaff, we've got snow coming into Utah and into western Colorado. All told, it's going to be another probably 5 to 8 in a very large area of Wyoming and Colorado, and then within that getting up to near a foot of snow on the higher elevations of the Sangre de Cristos and the San Juans. Now, here's a look at where we go from here. We're going to watch some of that energy come out and move up into the Midwest. It is going to pull moisture northward, well off to the north, and that's going to set up our wintry weather in the lakes and the Northeast. And notice how far to the north the warm air is going to get. That's going to mean that a lot of areas where there's now snow on the ground are going to get a lot of rain, and that could cause flooding. And then on the back side of all this, we're going to watch cold air come down and interact with that moisture, and that's going to mean more wintry weather anywhere from the mid-Atlantic region right back down into the southern plains. So here's a look at things developing tonight and then tomorrow morning. You've got this light snow set up here across the western lakes, comes into Chicago tomorrow morning, changes over to sleet and freezing rain during the rush hour. Very messy start tomorrow, but by late morning it should change over to all rain in Chicago. So if you can delay your start, that would be the best plan. Then tomorrow evening, we've got this weather coming into the Northeast. So you've got a large area of sleet and snow and freezing rain there in parts of Pennsylvania, western New York, around the Finger Lakes, back into Buffalo. And then here you've got snow ahead of that, which moves up into Boston and continues right into late tomorrow. Now, we're not talking about a tremendous amount of snow. Generally, it's going to be anywhere from a few to several inches. That'll be the case in the lakes. That will also be the case in the Northeast. And this is going again through very late tomorrow, early Wednesday. Now, the next phase of this, the final phase of this, is that cold air driving southward once again. So look at the high temperatures on Wednesday. They're in the 70s across much of the southeast, but then by Thursday it gets much, much colder. So with that cold air coming in, that dense cold air coming in the lowest levels of the atmosphere and moisture overriding that, we're going to see an area of snow breaking out around the Ohio Valley, continuing through the day on Wednesday, then sneaking over towards D.C. and Baltimore into very early on Thursday. Could be some icing also dropping down into the southeast early on Thursday. And again, there's a lot of snow on the ground in the Ohio Valley right now and northward. Look at that, nearly a foot of snow on the ground in Indianapolis. We're going to add a lot of rain to those areas, 2 to 3 inches of rain. That's setting the stage for flooding and then the cold air comes in and we get more snow on top of that, large area of 5 to 8 inches and as much as a foot in some parts of Kentucky and West Virginia. Dave, Alex, back to you.
Thank you so much. You know, as Carl mentioned, the first phase of Winter Storm Thor is in the Colorado Rockies with several feet of snow expected in some spots.
Meteorologist Paul Goodlow's in Breckenridge, where skiers and ski resort operators are thrilled.
I'm here in downtown Breckenridge, Main Street behind me. You see it's wet and slushy, but drivable. Let's continue turning this way to the east. That's Denver. Not as much cloud cover that way, but continue pushing south here. We're along Blue River Plaza here in downtown Breckenridge. We look more towards the south and southwest and then west-southwest. That is Breckenridge Ski Resort. Talking about over 3,000 acres to ski on, a third of that above tree line, and typically you can see peaks 10, peaks 9, peak 8, but that's the cloud cover associated with Winter Storm Thor coming on in here. Already dropping some light snow here in downtown Breckenridge, but it's dumping a lot more snow, not only here across the 10-mile range, but west of here on towards Vail, and then southwest of there on towards southwestern Colorado. They're getting crushed with snow. Same thing with southern Utah as well, so Winter Storm Thor continues to bring snow from California right on here through the Four Corners, which is good timing as well. They do need this, especially southern Colorado, not only for the water resources, but for the ski resorts as we head to a very busy spring break season. Again, Winter Storm Thor just getting going here in Colorado. By perhaps Wednesday morning, we could be digging out of a couple of feet of snow here, perhaps 2 to 3 times as much in southwestern Colorado. Reporting from Breckenridge, Colorado, meteorologist Paul Goodlow. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. We want to take a look at the snowfall forecast for parts of Colorado. Denver expecting 3 inches of snow still to come, 7 inches in Vail, Steamboat Springs, and 6 inches, half a foot in Rollins.
Interstate 25, you know, a little hairy because of a couple of inches. That's all it can take. But as you head up to the high country, you'll need some chains or winter tires for sure.
Hey, Carl mentioned the ice threat in the southern plains, but that's only one impact of Winter Storm Thor in several states.
Right. Showers and storms could cause localized flooding on top of the snow that's already on the ground. That's going to melt. We'll get some more rain so you can see why we have a threat. We'll show you where the threat is the highest next.
What's this?